Hello.
We've got some exciting news today.
Depends on how you look at it.
No, it is objectively exciting. Anyways, today we will be changing the name of Dove King Studio Games. So, the reason we're changing the name is because we want our group to be bigger and taken more seriously. And as well as when we first made the group, we didn't have a clue on what we wanted to call it. So we were there and was like, oh, screw it, we'll just call it Dove King Studio Games.
And may I just add, Dirt King Studio was a subsidiary of Dirt King's a YouTube channel, which has not done well. So technically, if you look at it, the studio is named after a failure. So we're kind of shifting focus here.
It's a good thing we
No
didn't name
failures at Dirt King.
ourselves. It's a good thing we didn't name ourselves Survive the Plane Crash Studio.
Oh my lord, yeah. Excuse you?
I said survive the. Anyways, some of you might be wondering what we're changing the name to. It is Jettello. Now the reason being, it's not copyrighted yet. We haven't found anyone
Woohoo!
else using the name, and
Woohoo!
we like how it sounds.
Woohoo! Jettello is going to be our new brand. Now, what do we have in store for it? Well, of course, Aero works. Who's excited for that? It's only been a year and something or other in the making.
I think it's been nearly 3 years.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah, 2020. Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. But we were working on it even before then. But AeroWorks was the final place. Did you remember Project 2020 and then Project 2021?
Yeah. I mean, there's literally nothing from the 2020 era works still in the game. We have changed everything. There was going to be a different flight kit, and then we changed to another flight kit, and now we've changed to our own, and we're still building on it, and that's why it's not been out yet. We've pretty much got it ready, haven't we?
We're getting there. We're just working on a couple of last features with our development team. And
who
after
likes
that...
buttering?
Pardon?
Who likes buttering?
Who likes... Yeah, you'll be able to butter in this game. Every landing won't be a Ryanair landing, I tell you that much.
Woohoo!
We're not a registered company yet, so we can't be sued. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's not slander.
Don't worry about it.
I guess we'll just talk a little bit of like what everyone can expect going forwards.
Okay. Well, so one thing I can guarantee is we'll see a lot of error works. Survivor Plane Crash, unfortunately, at its current state, isn't doing well. I hoped it would have had a little bit of a revive, but it didn't. So it's all your fault.
No, but I'm really proud of the community and its support, and we're glad that we made the return because we feel like we brought it up to a much better standard than it was before. The New Beginnings update was a very a devastating blow, but I think going forwards we're just going to be focusing on AeroWorks and a couple of new projects, but the Survivor Plane Crash series is something we want to continue. We just aren't able to right now. It's not our main priority, but it is something we are always thinking about and always looking on how we can improve it and make it better. Because ultimately, like, it's our first game. It's one of the most, if not the most, rewarding thing I've ever had the pleasure to work on.
Definitely. And to be honest, it's run its course. There's only so much you can change until you've completely disowned and got rid of the original shell of the original game. So it's run its course, basically.
I think there's
It's
one
sort
or
of like
two.
iPhone, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There are some things we could change to make it a whole lot better, but it's just at this point, it's like, you know, it's a good game.
I think it's more just
You,
like need to move on to the next big thing. I'd rather just leave it how it is and like it's just sort of like finish it off and then leave it. And then after that, move on to something bigger. Whatever that may be, wouldn't be able to tell you yet, but we're always trying to figure out what that is. We're always trying to do something new and different. It's what brought us onto, having multiple planes, the disaster update. New Beginnings was the multiple maps, which I think there's a lot of good and bad with it. A lot of the bad was just it killed the game because of performance just went down the drain.
well, it wasn't really performance, it was the lack of updates. There was many bugs that weren't fixed, and just a lot of the maps just didn't have the same fun. Like, for instance, the Grunston map probably should have never been changed. We should have never actually built a like a new Grunston map. Because it
Yeah.
was just not as good as the original. I was hoping that, having three okay maps would be much better than just having a singular one awesome map. But the community noticed. The community actually, that was a few people's sort of negative look on it. It was like, oh, the new Grunston map isn't actually that good.
It's funny though because we had a lot of people asking for a new airport, and we're like, oh, okay, people don't care about the old one. We'll just make a new one. And the reason the old one took so long to come back is because it was just a buggy mess. Because it was the first game we both worked on together properly, and we didn't really know what we were doing. So a lot of the code was just terrible. But now we brought it back, and it runs way better. And I think it's the most popular map in Survivor Plane Crash, aside from Canada.
It is indeed. I'm glad because when Canada first came out, it was kind of it wasn't popular, but obviously because people have played the game more and more, they've realized Canada is actually like a really awesome map. So it's actually getting selected quite a few times.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, with every map, I've always wanted to do something different. Like, Old Zealand, I wanted to be more of like a skydiving sort of mini game. Outer space, I wanted crazier space disasters and well, spaceships
yeah,
in a plane crash game. Canada was
yeah,
a map I wanted to feel like a realistic, like open world, I guess. And also, those old
realistic.
Roblox lava slide games? I wanted to make one of those, and Canada was a good excuse to do that.
It is one that disaster is one of the like the funnest disasters, but it's very rare. Like you should see how many badges you actually get from it.
Yeah,
I'm actually so tempted to just double it up, just so people experience it more. I
maybe.
mean, we did talk about how we would actually make like a second track, so there would be more than just one sort of cave, but I haven't done that yet, and maybe we'll do that before we finalize. Which, yeah, I'm not sure if I'll ever finalize Survivor Plane Crash because, as I've said before, making a plane for Aero works is just as easy as making a plane for Survivor Plane Crash. They're both got some you make one plane for both games, sort of thing.
For me, it's more of I want it to feel complete, like more from the artistic side of like I've
Mm.
moved on from this. There's no feelings of like, oh man, I wish I did this. Oh, I wish I did that. But no, that's kind of a good feeling because it's like, okay, well, I can do this next time. But there's one map in
Yeah.
particular I would love to make for Survivor Plane Crash. And no, it's not Ohio.
Um,
It is not Ohio. We're not getting an Ohio update.
It's Florida.
Oh god.
Well, thank you for watching Jettello Presents. I just heard another. knock off oof sound.
Well,
Anyway.
my clothes aren't loading, and the presentation is not over yet. Let me fix this. This is a mess. I got a default skin. It's disgusting.
My glasses weren't loading when I started this. Wait, what happens if I reset just to be right with you?
Oh god, no. No. He's dead. He was our mascot. We were gonna make marketable figurines out of him. What is that? Oh, that's disgusting.
I'm not affected in any way, shape, or form. I'm wearing my underwear.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. It's just not loading.
This is so funny. When we decide to do this, Roblox is having. Look, I'm gonna refresh the page, see if it says, "So we're experiencing some technical difficulties." No,
Yeah.
not at all. I'm interested if I was. Yeah, because like, as I said, when we tried to start.
Alright, I'm just wearing a different shirt. I got the new drip. New dirt.
You guys can't see past the desk. It's fine. Alright. So, we are interested to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, we do read every comment and every wall post.
Yeah, for instance, this latest person on the comments on one of the videos says, "So funny how you guys make a game about a plane crash. Like, yeah, why yes, Valst Roblox players shall enjoy simulating a real life scenario that kills hundreds. This game is quite."
Karen, a fan broke into the building. He broke into our office. He broke in.
Oh god. Lights, camera. Action. You won't see no action here, I'm sorry.
It's been an honor making games since 2018. We started this when we were like 14, 15 years old, and it's honestly provided us with a lot of great opportunities and, you know, something to do with our time. So I encourage anyone, you know, look at us. We were just two guys, you know, making a game on Roblox, but we've come so far, and I think I think anyone can.
Yeah, anyone can. We were blithering idiots. We didn't know what we were doing, but we made something.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do something, just try it and see what happens. That's all I can say really, because we didn't know we'd get this far, but you know, here we are. We've got an amazing community. We've got a flight simulator that's about to release. We've got an amazing team to work with, and it's all looking up here.
Flight sim? You cannot let me talk at all, Jesus.
Well, I was still speaking, you butt face.
You've been speaking half the time. I barely said anything.
Yeah, it's an interview. It's the Walk-In Studio Games
interview.
2022. The Walk-In Studio Games.
May I just add with that flight sim? It's one of the best out there already, and it's not even had its first release yet.
Shout out to Mananago and Dev Sarim for their incredible work on the flight sim. Honestly, wouldn't be here without them.
Thank you all. And shout out to anyone who's been along the journey with Dirt King Studios. We hope you guys carry on through the Jettello years and whatever comes after that.
It may be the end of Dirt King Studio Games, but it isn't the end of the fun.
Alright. You have put it the best I could ever say.
See ya all.
See you later.